Hey everybody, Cara from Perspective-Based Parenting here. On day 2, it's Tuesday, March 17th, 2020, and for most of us, it's the second day being home all day, every day. I think lockdown is the term they're using as opposed to quarantine, which delineates whether you're sick or just preventing others from getting sick. So, as promised, I will tackle a little different topic every day and try to get deeper and deeper into how we can all support each other and use my parenting coach strategies to support you during this really challenging time. I have some notes I made, so I'll be looking down and looking up, and I apologize for the break in eye contact. But I want to make sure I stay on target because sometimes I can tend to talk to the side, and that doesn't actually help us in these situations. All right, so today our topic is mind shift, our mindset, shifting to what is instead of what used to be and what we will hope to get back to. All right, so how do we do that? It's so challenging. This is such a charged time where we're getting all kinds of information that doesn't actually answer our questions. We end up actually with far more questions than we have answers with every new piece of information that comes our way. It's scary, it's overwhelming, there are financial considerations that we don't know how it's going to play out. All of these things I kind of hit on yesterday. But remember, what I do is think about the kids. Okay, my job is to make sure that we're designing the just right environment for our kids to thrive in. That's what I do as a parent coach. And that's very specific to families, but here across our globe right now, we just need a little bit of shifting to work together on this. Okay, so one of the things I really want to discuss today is a little bit of linguistics around this. It's another part of my background, so don't be surprised if you hear me talking about language a lot. Live. L-I-V-E. Live. To be alive. We are. Yes, the world is shrinking around us at a rapid pace. The amenities that we're usually able to grab at a moment's notice are no longer available to us. For some of you, the ability to even go outside your front door doesn't exist. But you're alive. And with that, I want you to pay attention to the ending of that verb, the I-V-E, because as human beings who are alive, we have a choice every day of our lives, whether there's a crisis happening around us or not. We have a choice to choose a mindset of survive or choose a mindset that allows us to thrive. Never before has the choice come before you so quickly without any type of intention of you creating it. Poof. Within weeks, the world turned on its ear. And you get to choose. As a family, in your home, what type of environment will you create during these tumultuous times? We don't know how long this is going to go on. Do you really want to spend every day feeling at the end of it like you somehow survived it? Or would you like to feel like you are intentionally creating some new routines and some new structures in your new normal, home with your littles 24/7, that is allowing you to feel like you're thriving within it? That's what I'd like to offer you. This is not a sales pitch. I must make that clear right now. Do not hit your pause button. This is not a sales pitch. I believe in giving when the world needs to be supported. A little bit of a sidebar. Back in 2011, Hurricane Irene hit our tiny little rural town in Vermont in a massive way. We were literally separated from other people because of the damage done by the natural disaster. And our community rallied and supported each other in such a way that the recovery was far faster than anybody expected. Even the people who came in to help, like the National Guard. It was astounding to see that when we put everything else aside and give of ourselves for the larger community, what we can accomplish. That is what I want to do here. Give freely so that you feel like you're accomplishing something during this time period of lockdown. Through the largest, most tragic, and unexpected challenges in our life, we can create opportunity. If we see opportunity, if we allow ourselves to put on the lens, the mindset of, yeah, this kind of sucks. I would not have chose this, but it's happening. So within it, what can I accomplish? How can I grow? How can I support my family emotionally in this small space without distraction? And here for me is the biggest irony of all. Ask anybody who has kids 2 months ago, as they're running from their job to the daycare pickup, to the getting to the dinner on the table, to the bath, to the bedtime routine, and then back to do it all over again the next day. What is your biggest priority in life? My kids. Of course. And what is the thing about your kids that makes you most sad? I don't get to spend enough time with them. Those are the answers I hear all the time. In a very ironic, twist of fate, cruel even kind of way, the cosmos is throwing time at you. It's yours now. You don't even know how much. 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, I don't know. None of us know. Choose to use the time intentionally to create new routines in your house, to bond in a different way that you've never done before, to deepen relationships, to attack something that you really wanted to do with your children, like potty training or moving from the crib to the toddler bed. But you never felt like you had the time because it involved far more effort and intention than you had when you were running to the daycare drop-off and pick-up and back and dinner and bed. Yeah, the world's crazy outside. I get that. It's scary to think of the number of people who are dying. And it's scary to think of how many more will or get so intensely sick that their recovery is a long time. It's sad. But what can you control? Can you control that right now? The only way you can is by staying home. And then the only other thing you can control is the climate inside your home. That's what I want to talk about next. Because you as an adult are capable of mentally multitasking. You can think about the people in Italy, and you can think about the people down the street, and you can empathize with them. You can think about the politics and be angry at that. You can worry about your financial position and have no real answers. You can try to be setting up a telecommute situation at home so you can work from home, but there's some bugs in the system that's not working quite right yet. You can do all of that because you have this grown-up thing called emotional regulation. Your children do not. Your babies, your toddlers, your preschoolers, they are still working on building those skills. I want you to take a look at this graphic. It so perfectly explains what I'm trying to say in this minute. If your home is filled with frustration and anger and confusion and chaos and panic and raised voices, your children absorb it. You will have crankier babies. You will have toddlers having more meltdowns. You will have kids who aren't able to sleep well. If your home is filled with a different type of energy, we are here right now. Let's connect and share this time on purpose type of energy. And let's set up a new nap routine. Here's your new bed. The timer just went off. Let's go to potty. If your children feel that you are so highly engaged in their experience, again, remember, I specialize in 0 to 5, babies, toddlers, preschoolers, where structure, organization, predictable transitions makes them feel comfortable and safe. In their daycare center, in their preschool, they have a schedule they follow every day. And it's the same schedule every day for a reason. When I used to teach preschool, we had our visual schedule on the wall and we made sure we went over it every single day. And not only that, each time we were about to transition to a new part of our schedule, we went and looked at it again. We just finished this. Now we're moving on to this. This makes kids feel capable of continuing to move through their day and do the best they possibly can, emotionally, physically, cognitively, and socially. Yeah, you're going to have some struggles if you have multiple kids, right? Especially multiple kids of different age groups. If you've got an infant and you've got a toddler, they didn't share the same space at daycare. If you've got a toddler and you've got a preschooler, they weren't probably even in the same building. And now they're all day, every day together. Those are really, really specific situations. And I've got all kinds of strategies that may help you with that. So right now, what I'm going to say to you is be sure as you watch these videos every day, if you have a specific situation or a category that you would really like me to talk to, drop it in the comments, send me an email, Cara at perspective-based-parenting.com, and I'll put that on the bottom of the screen. And I'll talk to it. I'll make a video about it and give you guys some concrete strategies. But your job right now is to remember your kids cannot process what's happening the same way you process what's happening. They are sensory beings. They exist within what they feel, what they see, what they hear. That's how they live. If what they see, feel, and hear is ugly, they're going to give that back. Sorry, I just want to make sure I've got everything covered that I intended to say today. Yeah, I think I did, actually. I'm pretty close. All right, so tomorrow we're going to tackle some really concrete strategies about creating a daily schedule. This doesn't mean that you have to do the same activities every day. It's just kind of an overview of like an outline, a schedule outline for the day. So before we get there tomorrow, what I would love for you to do is sit down with your partner tonight, at some point today, and write down the most important things that you're struggling with. The things that after a couple days of doing this all day, every day, you're noticing are becoming a big challenge. Maybe it's which grown-up is in charge and when. Who's getting to work and when are they getting to do it? Maybe it's that you're not able to figure out what you're going to be doing about dinner. That someone has to take control of that and somebody else. Now, I say this only because the more that you as partners and husband and wife can be on the same page, the easier it's going to be to put those other pieces in place. Once you have had that conversation, list 3 things that you think this opportunity is giving you to do something specific for the kids, to create a new opportunity for your children in your home. Maybe it's the transition to the toddler bed. Maybe it's the potty training. I don't know what it is in your home. I do know maybe it's trying to get your child to sleep through the night. That you kind of dabbled with sleep training before, but you just couldn't manage it because you had to get up so early to get ready to go to work. I can help you sleep train your kid in 3 weeks. Absolutely. Well, depending on the age of your child. Make your lists. Set your goals. Shift your mind. I will use this time to my advantage to create long-term shifts in my family unit. We will be stronger. We will be more connected. We will have an open communication relationship with our kiddos. We will start to be purposeful. It will carry over when all this is done. And you'll be so glad that you took the time. Thank you for inviting me into your home. I consider that a huge honor. And blessings to all of you. Until tomorrow. Bye.